Welcome disc golf fans to Emporia, Kansas for the 2023 Dynamic Discs Open here at Emporia Country Club. Thank you all for joining us here. I'm Nathan Queen, joined by Gatekeeper's own Nick Hanson.
Hey folks, how we doing today? It's a beautiful day in Kansas. We're excited for the weather we're about to have with this time of year, I would say. Or wouldn't you agree, Nathan?
Oh man, a couple months later has made a ton of difference in the dynamic, I'll say, of this event. A lot of people kind of looking forward to it, I believe. Nice card we've got here. Aaron Gossage, Calvin Heimburg, Carter Ahrens, and Evan Scott just getting his first Silver Series win last week.
And here we have a look at the current DGTP standings. Calvin Heimburg in the lead, no surprise there with how he's been playing. But getting a look here at our first player on the card, Aaron Gossage, sponsored by Discraft. We're going to see those challengers, that Buzz OS, and I know we'll see that nuke a lot out of him, whether it's backhand or forehand.
Yeah, and then getting into Calvin Heimburg's bag, putting with the KC Pro AVR. Might see some rocks or some Toro for some upshots today, but gonna see some Eagle, Draco, and Destroyers for sure.
Carter up next, the young gun, putting with those agents. Got to shout out that Gatekeeper from his mid-range set, and I would assume we'll be seeing the Enforcer quite a bit out of him today at this course. It is longer off the tee.
And then Evan Scott, like I mentioned, fresh off of that win in Montana, putting with a hard putter Roach. Gonna see some buzz up shots, probably gonna see some forces and some nukes for those long shots. Maybe some Captain's Raptors for some forehands.
As we get into hole one here, we're gonna start off with a par 5. OB lining the right and left hand side. Players are really just trying to land one in bounds off the tee. Second shot is going to land somewhere before the FPO basket, and then playing a controlled speed shot into the green here, as if you land by the basket, you could funnel out of bounds deep.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your 3:35 tee time for the first round of the 2023 Dynamic Discs Open. First up on the box, let's get a big round of applause going for the 2018 Palisade Awakening champion, Aaron Gossage.
And some nice victory shout-outs today. It seemed like they were going way back, picking out a pretty random one, or maybe a few of people's first event wins. So pretty cool for him to reach back like that on some stats. Aaron Gossage going to go off the tee. The OB line on the left side is much tighter than it has been in previous years. So this right-handed backhand, you really have to make sure you hang it out wide. Don't get that skip to the left.
Aaron looks to have plenty of distance and wide enough, but he's going to come up on that second set of trees there.
Next up on the box, let's give it up for the 21st annual Sizzler Open champion, Calvin Heimburg.
For me today, they chose one of my first amateur wins, the Call to Arms. That's how they announced me.
Nice. How'd you feel about that?
It was weird, I would say. I was like, wait, what?
I can't say how I would ever feel about that, as I have no amateur victories. Calvin Heimburg gets a nice hyzer off, though. Pushes it pretty far down the fairway.
Put your hands together for the 2021 Twin Rivers Open champion, Carter Ahrens.
And we've seen Carter. He's from up in the Pacific Northwest, so we definitely saw him out around Beaver State, Cascade Challenge, and Portland Open, firing off some hot rounds, getting on some coverage, and just 15 years old out here with the pros, competing and doing pretty well. As he shows you right there, tons of power.
Yeah, tons of power out of this young gun. I'm excited to see what he does today.
2021 Speakeasy at the Grove champion, Evan Scott.
I'm excited to see what Evan can do out here in the open with some ropes. We know he's got some wooded lines down, being from South Carolina. Over on the East Coast, have a little more space out here, so a different type of control. And he's able to use that left to right wind to make sure he doesn't skip off to the left. All four going to be inbounds off the tee.
I would say the placement of the first shot isn't nearly as important as the second shot is. For the first, you really just need to be inbounds. He's going to put himself in a good position to attack and look at birdie.
Yeah, really, the farther you go off of the tee, the more danger it brings in for your second shot. As Calvin's going to have about 300 feet or so in from where he's at. But if you get far enough off of the tee, then it brings in that OB area over on the left side of the fairway into reach for your second shot. So, no need to go too big. Not too big nowadays is still 450 feet, so.
You're exactly right. Gossage going to a sidearm here, no surprise. Hooking it out a little further than he wanted, and
no.
That is going to stay OB, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm sure he didn't expect that. There is a little bit of left to right with the headwind kind of sprinkling in there every once in a while. May have caught a gust there. But he's going to have to go right back to throwing again, and he's pulled this one a bit wide. Does get back in bounds, and looks like he's made it around the tree. Should have an open putt to try to save his par.
Evan also going out to the right here.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it looks like over there as I go the other way, but looks pretty wide open, actually.
It is pretty wide open. That one tree just to contend with next to the basket. You want to come in front of it as you're slowing down.
Oh, and this looks dangerous. He's gotten that pretty high in the air. He's going to end up on that little OB ball golf green just short of the basket.
Calvin with the perfect speed control into this green. He's going to find himself inside the bullseye for a birdie.
As Fish would like to say, we got a whisker tickler.
Oh, just a bit low, but a good bid from the young buck.
And this would be a pretty good par save to start the day after going OB and able to connect on it. You can see he's excited. This hole did average over par today. 20% of the field taking it, 28%, was able to take a birdie, but 24% taking bogey or above with some doubles and triples in there. So good save from Aaron and a nice start from Evan, keeping momentum rolling from last weekend.
Yeah, getting the big win there. Some people sometimes, when that final round gets canceled, they say there's an asterisk by it. But in this day and age, a win is a win if your name's at the top of the leaderboard.
Yeah, and he controlled both rounds. He was up there the entire time. Not much you can do if you're not allowed to play again. I think he was going to do pretty well from the first two rounds. Hole 2, 745 feet. Got OB on the left side and that big tree to deal with off of the tee. Big forehand to get around that tree is going to be the ideal play, as the righty turnover can drift too far right or end up fading back into the OB. But that is the way to get distance if you've got good control with it. Oh.
Ooh. Calvin's going to catch that tree you were talking about and actually kick left out of bounds. He's going to be in a tough position to save his par.
Yeah, you really don't see that too much. Usually if you touch that tree, it just kind of drops it, as we'll most likely see from Evan here. As we do, it does just drop down. Players probably still trying to test this wind a little bit. used to being here with more wind, so although the wind is lighter, it could be hard to trust it. Aaron does get nicely around the corner there. Oh. The young kids have bigger eyes, I think.
A hyzer.
And it's great.
It's safe and it's in a good position, but what an interesting choice of line.
Evan pretty far back here, probably 440, playing uphill to the pin. Gonna put himself in position to lay up from there. Lots of low branches in his way, gonna have a hard time.
Calvin from about that same distance. If you can get it around these trees, and he's going to come up well short there, probably 90 to 100 feet from the basket. Aaron going with another sidearm here over that OB, skipping back in, and going to be right at circle's edge for his birdie putt.
A much easier putt than we're used to seeing on this hole, as there's usually a good bit of wind coming up this hill right here.
Carter able to swing one around those trees, not getting far enough left. He's going to be outside the circle for his birdie putt. Calvin just laying one up to get up there for par.
Oh, so Evan actually got a pretty good skip, it looks like. And did have an opportunity. That is a smash from his second shot. Not quite able to take advantage there, though.
Carter here.
And two great putts from Aaron Gossage to start his round. Great par save, and now a great birdie from 32.2 feet.
Yeah, it's good for him to get the putter rolling early, as he's been driving better than the competition, I would say, over the last few events. And his biggest weakness, I would say, is that putt.
And Calvin, after the OB tee shot, comes up with about what you're going to do. Possible to reach it, as Evan showed us from far back there, but Carter going to card his par. And move us into another hole that most likely will card a lot of pars.
Yeah, here we are at hole 3. It's a little bit downhill, but at 466, playing to be a very tough par 3. You have OB left and then surrounding on the backside of the basket, and the cart path on the right the entire way is OB. You'll see some sidearms here at a most and a couple turnovers, but when you throw that turnover, if it fades out on you, you're likely going out of bounds deep left.
Yeah, forehand is definitely the play. There's a lot more players that have the power with the forehand now to do this. As Aaron Gossage shows you there, that is not easy.
It looks easy for him.
He did make it look easy.
But that is not an easy shot, folks.
Oh, and Evan trying a little bit too hard to keep it low. Gonna have a difficult time getting up and down from there.
You see Carter going up the middle there. Drifting right for him, and
Love it.
Just going to come up short there. Still give him a bid, though, possibly.
Yeah, fantastic shot for a backhand. Ooh. Mistakes compounding a bit for Calvin at the moment. Gonna need to get his up and down to save par as Evan hangs it out wide and is gonna make it look easy getting up and down from up there.
What a recovery shot there out of Evan.
So good. Great par save. Calvin not as much work to do, but needs to do a similar thing. Yeah, sneaks on into circle one.
So Carter here from just outside the circle, dealing with some low-hanging branches.
Oh boy.
Years past, you hit it off the top like that and you're worried. You have no idea where the putt's going.
Yeah, could go a lot of places. Aaron Gossage definitely knows where his putt's going right now. Back-to-back birdies now puts him 2 under on the round. So Carter had a lot of want on that putt from a difficult stance. He's left himself a little bit of a comebacker here. And that stings a bit.
Yeah, sometimes early in the round when you get that, 28, 30-foot comeback after you just had about a 35-foot birdie putt, you're kind of kicking yourself, and sometimes that leads to then, a missed putt for par.
Hey, Calvin able to collect his par. Nice scramble from him. Nice scramble from Evan here as well. Carter Aaron's going to look to get back on track after a couple bogeys early. Lots of scoring opportunities out here, though, with the wind down.
Trilogy Challenge is back, y'all. You get 3 discs.
The Retro Orbit Pure.
Tournament Ice Orbit Warship.
Fusion Ice Orbit Vandal. Are you ready to hit the course with these 3 discs?
And go check out trilogychallenge.com.
I just think the plastic is very premium. It's a high quality material. The way the disc feels in my hand.
I think it's the quality of plastic.
It's unlike any other plastic that you'll find in the industry.
The quality is better than any other company out there.
Again, just consistent plastic. It's something I can consistently trust on every single throw.
There's so many discs to choose from, and I guarantee if you tried every disc in the lineup, you're gonna wanna put multiple discs in your bag.
It's extremely high quality. You can only say so much, they have to eventually just try it themselves and see.
All right, we're back here at hole 4, 433 feet, par 3. The drone is flying up the middle, but I think a lot of players are going to take the outside route. It is just a little clearer, as the up the middle can cause for, potential bogey in a hurry.
Yeah, if you miss the gap, it's going to leave you short. Cause you a little nervy upshot. This seems to play maybe slightly shorter than that 430 that it's advertised as.
Oh,
I think that's
boy.
in bounds.
Yeah, he's going to be safe up there.
Wow.
That was a smash to get all the way up there.
Yeah, I didn't think it played that much shorter than the 430 that's advertised. Evan is going to try to hit that gap. Gets knocked down nicely. Should be able to get up and down for his par from there. You've got the idea of a breeze here. These trees kind of block it. I think it was coming off of the highway a little bit right here. So the trees not allowing too much of that breeze to affect the discs as Calvin Heimburg absolutely pins this forehand here. Let's take another look.
Just incredible angle, great speed to land, almost vertical inside the circle. Take about 2 hops and land.
Yeah, go back a few years. I don't think you're going to see too many 430-foot sidearms there. A nice little branch touch for Carter. Still going to put him in a get up and down mode there.
Yeah, I would say both our players hitting the gap or missing the gap there got fortunate kicks to get out into the left there and be open for a clear upshot.
That stuff on the right is extremely thick. No fun to even search to find your disc, let alone try to find a way to throw. And he's human on the green. kind of expected him to make that one. Although it was an extremely difficult putt.
Very difficult putt with that low-hanging branch there. But he's able to get his par and move along. Here's Calvin for birdie.
Yep, able to connect, get himself back under par.
I feel in years past I've seen Calvin throw that up the middle route, so it's interesting to see that he's throwing that outside forehand route. Maybe just he's added some distance over the last couple years or whatever it may be, but it's interesting to see him choose that now.
Yeah, I think maybe the wind being down allows for some more distance on the wider play. 38% of the field were able to get the birdie on this hole today. 15% taking bogey or above, and that moves us into a hole that stuck around through some changes. Hole 5, 675 feet. You've got the OB cart path on the right, and then the OB golf fairway on the left side. Pick your side, left or right. Either plays, depending on whether you want to throw a backhand approach shot or a forehand approach shot. The closer you stay to the OB lines, the better your second shot becomes.
And Calvin absolutely blasting one up there all the way to the trees. He's going to be in a good position.
Yeah, should be able to get a little mid-range up there from there. A little mid-range forehand. Aaron playing the opposite, going from left to right. Going to try to get to the right side a bit farther back, but still going to be a pretty good open backhand hyzer from there.
And Evan getting some drift on his disc, getting over to that right side, playing close to that OB like you said, and he's going to have a pretty open backhand hyzer to the basket. Carter up here next. Unfortunately, a little low out of the hand, and he's going to be much shorter than the rest of our group.
Yeah, and from that far back, it's pretty tight up around the basket, left to right. It's inside the circle OB on each side, and from this far back, it really accentuates how tight that is. It's a lot harder to land it. But Carter doesn't care. He's just going to throw a big hyzer inside circle one. Great shot there.
No fear from the kid. We see Aaron going with hyzer as well.
And it doesn't look like there's any wind going on. There was a little bit when I played, and it was left to right here. It seemed like his disc reacted to that and packed down a little bit. So read that well.
Our group here throwing very, very good upshots here, making it look just as simple as it is.
Yeah, and Calvin, a nice standstill up and down. Everybody inside circle one here. Carter, you know that feels good to get your first birdie of the round.
Always feels good to get that one out of the way, whether it, comes on the first hole or the fifth hole. Can get you started and get you heading in that right direction.
Evan now 2 under par, keeping it clean. That's a big thing on any course, really. We like to say it matters more on some courses, but keeping it clean is great anywhere. We've got 3 of our players in for birdie. Aaron Gossage looking to go 3 under par for his round. And it looks like we've got our first diamond.
All right, here we are at hole 6, par 3, 339 feet. You have OB on the left there with the tall grass that then wraps all the way around the basket to the backside. Skipping about outside the circle into the circle is your best approach. If you hit near the basket, you have the ability to skip out of bounds left. Calvin's shot there looking good. It's going to nestle right about bullseye.
That's about what you want. Like you were saying, he made sure he hung that out wide enough. I was surprised that he went fairway driver. As you see, Gossage going mid-range here and maybe a bit too ambitious, trying to really get on that. I thought we'd see Calvin throw one of his mid-range shots there. Looks like Evan going to go fairway driver as well.
Yeah, more of a direct line there to get the skip and then forward skip. And as you see, right inside the bullseye.
Yeah, and we'll take a look at that one again. Very smooth shot here. Pushes it straight pretty far, but you can tell that disc has some stability to it. That's how you draw it up.
On his way to Birdie Town, folks.
Carter, this one's got a bit more speed.
Ooh.
And a good thing it did have more speed, as it tickled a little bit of that OB tall grass. But punches through there. He's going to have himself a birdie look.
And with a good upshot there, not the hole you want to hear us say that on, but getting a 3 either way is helpful to the scorecard.
Yeah, 56% of the field taking a birdie. Carter Ahrens, back-to-back, gets himself to even now. Going to be starting to feel a little bit better. Maybe he can get himself in a groove.
Do you think he gets nervous, or do you think he's at the point of his life where he just has zero fear in his body?
I think at 15, you don't have nerves yet unless you've thought about it a lot.
You just don't understand yet, right? That it's like what it's supposed to feel like, and you're just excited.
Yeah, he's got a good dynamic with his brother and his dad, so he's probably doing pretty well.
All right, we're back at hole 7, 678 feet. So you've got OB here on the right, and you've got OB on the left. However, the tee shot has a low-hanging branch about 20 or so feet off the tee. That is the biggest contender here to your tee shot. If you get it past that, you're usually in a good spot.
Yeah, you must make it past this cart path, or you go to a drop zone. This needs to get a little bit of skip from Calvin. I believe it did, because you do have that OB golf fairway over on the right side. And this looks pretty nice from Evan. Ideally, you'd like to get it a little farther down that hill, as it brings those branches you can see right in front of the camera into play for your second shot if you don't get to the bottom. If you get close to the sidewalk, there is a forehand line over there.
Oh, and this is ripped. He's going to be on the upslope on the other side, and that is going to make for such an easy approach.
Standstill putter.
Wow. And Gossage going with a sidearm here. A little surprising to me.
I like this play. It's easy. Excuse me, that's wrong. It's not easy. It makes it easier to get down there to the bottom of the hill. You can get it to drift off to the left just a little bit and then actually catch some fade. But he kind of hooked on that a little bit, pulled it over too far left.
Oh.
Good recovery shot, gonna leave him 90 feet. Long bid if he wants it, but likely up and down for a par. See if Evan can navigate this low ceiling here.
Looking good.
Yeah.
Yes.
You never know if you're going to get that skip or not. There's a few little dry spots where you will, but a lot of this grass is pretty lush and it'll grab it up quick.
Yeah, there's a couple dirt spots by those trees over there, but other than that, it might get caught. See Calvin going with a turnover and another great approach out of him, and he's going to have about a 15-footer for birdie.
Yeah, for 4 in a row, he snuck in a little turkey on us.
He sure did. That was quiet. Like you said, Carter with just a putter. Throwing it a little deep into the basket even.
I don't know about him or everybody else, but I prefer to just be about 6 feet. You know, anytime I'm not 6 feet, I would rather be 6 feet.
Always. Always.
So
reach out and just flick it a little bit is my ideal putt.
Let's see if he's able to connect here from about 16 feet. No, I'm going to give that about 22 feet, actually. He is able to connect. Gobble, gobble, gets himself under par.
Here we have Aaron for par. A little high, but it sticks.
Yeah, still solid on the green so far on this front 9. And then Evan Scott and Calvin Heimburg, both pretty close here. Evan going to be looking for a turkey of his own. Look at all this green we've got on our screen.
Yeah, this card has come to play here on the first round of the DDO. The scoring is available in the plentiful, I would say, as, you know, comparatively, it's usually about 15 to 25 mile an hour gust wind. Today, I would say it's under 10, which is, you know, very
Yeah, for Emporia, it seems like it's non-existent. Moves us into hole 8, our second par 5 of the front 9. 994 feet. Tee shot should land somewhere in this area. So then you can then throw a blind shot to the next landing zone, which is going to be somewhere around this tree. And that should leave you a fairly straightforward upshot, about 220 feet to get to this pin. I made it sound very easy there, but there is an entirety of OB down both sides. Got to deal with a little bit of headwind, crosswinds, mixes it up on you. Calvin Heimburg gets past the ideal landing zone to an even better spot.
That slight right to left wind today was not a helping wind for these right-hand backhand players, as if you got it up too high, the fairway slopes down to the left and you have an easy chance to run out of bounds. As you see Evan getting close.
Oh, it looks like he is gonna stay in bounds possibly.
Yeah, it looked like we got a red flag there, but it looked like it was on the line from our angle.
Yeah, a little early red from the spotter there. It looked like it may be in bounds. Carter trusting this disc. This is so hard to do. It's over OB so far, and he still almost finds OB on the left side. But fantastic shot up there with Calvin.
Aaron going with what looks to be...
Oh, boy. Hopefully a mid-range.
Much slower disc than the rest of the group.
Possibly a putter, possibly a zone there. But, yeah, ensuring himself in the fairway.
Which makes sense when you're able to do this.
Yeah, I like it a lot. As long as you can get up and over and crest that hill. Like I said, with 2 ideal shots, you only have 220 in. So take 100 off of that. That's still a pretty doable or good second shot to have.
Ooh, and unfortunately, Evan there is turning over just a little bit too much. He's going to stay over the water, and he's going to stay out of bounds on that second. Calvin going with the high sidearm. He's going to push that OB on the right side.
And good stick there. Caught one of the undulations in the ground. A lot of the time you'll see those skip off to the right side at this point in the fairway. It's odd. You can learn where you get skips out here, but it's not the same on every hole. Some holes skip, some holes grab. You really have to pay attention.
And Carter with an incredible shot out and around. Not going to see that line very often, not of very many people.
Yeah, he's already done that a couple times for us. As Evan Scott wants nothing to do with a bogey and is going to absolutely pin that to get up and down for his par. Great recovery shot there.
And it looks like Aaron's playing his game plan exactly how he wanted, with light shot, longer shot, light shot, and finds himself inside the circle for birdie.
Yeah, Calvin going to be right there as well, putting for his birdie. You're going big shot, had about 80 foot less on the approach shot. Carter, after leaving it short. Ooh. Oh, that was for eagle.
Giving it an eagle bid.
That was for eagle.
Yeah. I know we on my card also had an eagle bid.
We did have an eagle.
We did.
On the day today, hole 8. Did see an eagle. Shout out to Ricky King.
Okay. Wonder how he got there.
Way to go, man. I don't know. I'm going to have to look.
As our card finishes up hole 8 here, we're on to hole number 9. Hole number 9 is playing out of a tunnel. You're going to have OB on the left-hand side with the cart path. And this fairway here you see on the left, the hole is going to hook around and back into the woods. If you're OB off the tee, you do have the ability to either play it from where you were last in bounds or go to the drop zone.
So Ricky King threw it in from 72 feet, similar spot to where Carter was there.
Okay.
So 2 big shots to get there.
Calvin's going to push through a little bit. It's not going to be an ideal position, but should be able to scramble for at least a par, maybe a birdie look.
And so much danger off of this tee here. Absolutely have to hit the gap or you end up going to a drop zone. If you end up short of that wall, you can see looking down the fairway. Carter gets to a good spot there, but hard to attack the green from there. It's going to be a big right-handed backhand turnover shot. This needs to stay left. Oh, yeah. That's great distance from Aaron.
Ooh, that is a good position to be off number 9's tee box.
Hardest hole on the course today.
I can believe it. Not only do you have tight fairways, but you actually have to throw through a tunnel here.
Danger.
Oh, you're right.
And since he is farther down the fairway than the drop zone, he's able to take that where it went out rather than go to the drop zone.
And it looks like Calvin wanted nothing to do with trying to make that corner, so he's just laying it up.
Yeah, this needs to go out wide, and I think it needs to be higher for him to reach this pin. Yeah, it doesn't quite get the height on it, but going to be in a good spot to get up and down for par, which is great on this hole.
Yeah, it's significantly uphill as you work around the corner.
So Evan, after going OB, does get more height on this. Still not quite enough speed. Going to be sitting in circle 2, trying to look at a par save.
And this is an absolute smash. If you're able to see the gap to the basket off your tee shot, you're in a good position. Yeah. You see Aaron getting up there into the circle for his birdie look.
Calvin playing the hole pretty well so far, but from where he was at, there was a lot of work left to do to get up and down for par, and he made it look pretty easy there. Carter, we haven't really seen much layup in him, so I'm going to see an aggressive bid coming here.
Full bid. Oh, and he sticks it.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, man.
Let's take a look at that again. Carter Ahrens, 4 birdies in a row. Whew. Outside circle 2 there? That's got to be pushing it.
Oh, I think it was definitely outside.
I'm going to give him 72 feet. 4 birdies in a row. 3 under par now after 2 bogeys to start the round.
He's heading into the back with some momentum here.
So that would be 5 birdies in a row. Excuse me. 5 birdies in a row. Whew. Lots of momentum going. Evan Scott gonna get a little big putted there. Ends up coming up short. Gonna take a bogey. Aaron Gossage, one of just 23 players out of the 119 able to card the birdie today.
As you were saying, hardest hole in the course, and we're seeing it there ourselves.
Yeah, and thank you guys for joining us on the front 9. Calvin Heimburg, 5 down. Aaron Gossage, clean 5 down. Also 2 3 downs. Pretty respectable. Everybody up there inside that 40%. Kevin, look at these hot scores we've got going on.
Wow. 5 10 downs already.
Yeah, and 5 9 downs backing them up. Lots of hot scores coming out early. Setting the pace for our feature card here. Thank you guys again for joining us out here at Emporia Country Club. Make sure you tune in for the back 9. For Nick Hanson, I'm Nathan Queen, and we'll see you guys out there.